Welcome back everybody, Ricochet Tuesday, and today I have a little bit of a different video for you guys. So, James has been on a lot of my gameplays in the past, and he normally is. Well, today he's here with me in person. So today we're going to be having James in for a little bit of interview, and we're going to be talking about things that we would like to change in Fortnite. So, say hi, James.
Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about probably about 5 changes we want to change in Fortnite. And starting with the first one, I want to talk to you about what do you think about building structure health. Personally, I think that wood is overly used, and that leads to people not wanting to use brick or metal, which is kind of a big problem. How do you feel about that?
I think the structure health is fine. It's just that wood is more common than every other material, so that's my go-to choice because I can farm that easily. I can use that up and then farm easily. But with other mats, I want to save for in-game because they're kind of rare and hard to find.
Well, recently Fortnite has been testing out new changes to building health structures for metal and brick, and what they have done is pretty smart. They've actually kept the wood the same health and the same harvesting rate, but they have increased the health of the building materials, which are metal and brick, and they have made them easier to get so that people use them more instead of only using wood. So if they increase the health and the harvesting rate, then people won't use wood as so much, which I think is a really good idea if they do decide to go ahead and implement that. How would you feel if they did that?
I also think that is a fantastic change that should be implemented into the game immediately as soon as possible.
Second thing is, Fortnite is really well known for adding in content fillers, like the fireworks and things like that. Personally, I think the AK is a content filler to kind of fill up the AR slots, but I don't think it's a viable weapon to use in the game anymore. And after the buff, I do think it is a little bit more viable than what it used to be, but I still think it's really, really underpicked, and if anything, they should replace it with another assault rifle. What do you think?
I personally love the AK. I usually pick that up over any other assault rifle just because the gun's really easy to use and it does a lot of damage if you hit your shots, and it's really high risk, high reward.
That really is true, but the infantry rifle kind of fills that slot of high risk, high reward. If you have good aim, the infantry rifle hits for tons of damage, and personally I think the AK favors console players because for PC players, we have to deal with bloom and we don't get aim assist. We get first shot accuracy, and you just have to have good aim. But for console players, they can use L2 spam and hit their shots a lot more efficiently with an AK. But I think that if they were to remove the AK and add something back in, like let's say the suppressed AR, I think that would fill the role pretty easily of ARs, and it would make every AR a pretty viable option, because getting an AK early game is never a good thing. It normally results in you dying. So what would you think if they were to add in a different assault rifle instead of the AK?
Personally, I would say that they remove the lower infantry rifle rarities, like keep the legendary and epic variants, and then add in the suppressed, because I personally don't like the basics of the infantry rifle. I only like the legendary ones, but I only favor the AK really in games, so I do not think they should take that out.
I definitely see where you're coming from. I can agree with that. They should remove the green and blue infantry rifle because they are way underused compared to the AK. Next thing I want to talk about is competitive, more specifically arena. So in arena, there's people that are grinding to get to Division 7, and that's great. But when you get to Division 7, it kind of feels like there's no more rewards anymore. So that could lead to people playing more aggressively, because once you hit Div 7, you can't derank. So with people playing aggressive, that kind of ruins it for the people who are really just grinding competitively and not trying to play it like a public match. Do you think that Fortnite should add in more divisions or more rewards for getting more points instead of just favoring people who play aggressive?
Yes, of course. I think the more rewards idea is a great idea to make the game more fun and grindy. But after you hit Div 7, and there's really no reason to play it anymore, you just play pubs all day, and it gets really boring, and the game is just losing a lot of players because of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because I think that if they were to add like skins for hitting 300 points, 400 points, I think people would slow their roll and start playing a little bit more competitively like it should be instead of playing it like it's a public match. I definitely agree with that. Now, the next thing is a really controversial topic that I think a lot of people will have a pretty big opinion about. What do you feel about Siphon coming back to public matches?
I would love to see Seif come back. When it was first introduced, I thought it was the best change they ever made to the game, and taking it out was a large mistake on their end.
I definitely agree. I had some of my most fun in Fortnite when they had Siphon in public matches. Not having to sweat, but still knowing that you will get rewarded for your kills instead of just getting some loot was definitely a great thing, because Siphon really always helped out, because in public matches you have to heal up after you kill someone, and you're normally really injured after a gunfight. And third party is very, very big in public matches compared to arena. So I definitely think that they should add Siphon back, Maybe tone down the health to 40 instead of 50 because 50 was kind of a lot. Is there any other topics you think we should bring up?
Going back to it, with the changes, I think redeploy should be taken out of the game, and if they're gonna implement it, make it for everyone. The pickup where it takes up a slot, I just feel like that's really useless, and they really need to change that.
I sort of agree with that. It was more of a balancing thing, but I think if it is going to be an item in the game, they should make it to where you glide faster instead of slower, because I can't tell you how many times I've died because of slow gliding from the item of redeploy. It's a really big issue, so I think if they are going to keep it as an item in the game, they should increase the speed of gliding. What do you feel about that?
I definitely agree. The redeploy glitch where sometimes you glide very, very slow, instantly lasered, the game's over, it kind of ruins the experience for the game. And it just really makes you wonder if you should click the ready up button for the next match.
That is definitely true. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more, leave me a like and a comment in the comment section, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.